It's just another TNA review.
Is how everybody doing this evening? So another good episode of TNA. So Taylor, I know you're bummed after that performance we had not too long ago, but yeah, another tough one for our Chiefs here. So again,
Yeah.
this is Tay. So Tay, what do you have to say? Let's jump right into it here. So continuing that tradition of throwing a pick every game. Now, what is that? He has nine
Every
picks,
game.
nine total picks
Yeah.
this season. This has got to be his worst performance yet against the Titans. Only 20 for 35, 206 yards. He lost a fumble. He left early on in the fourth quarter with a head injury. So Derrick Henry, my boy, he was just tearing him up. He threw a TD with a trick play on the first drive. AJ
He
Brown
did.
waiting as well. But what do you have to say about that offensive performance? What's your opinion so far?
Oh man, it was just terrible. I mean, I feel so incredibly spoiled because like literally up until this point, well, up until the Bills game, if you will, our team with Patrick Mahomes had never lost a game besides the Super Bowl, of course. We're talking about regular season games by more than a possession. Like we have never lost by more than a possession. So I think we're being humbled a little bit, and we're running into all these teams that to me are playoff caliber teams, and they're hungry. They want blood. They want nothing more than to beat the Chiefs. And it's like it shows. I mean, clearly, like the Ravens game we could have won, Chargers game we could have won, but the Bills and the Titans just, they came and spanked our butt. I mean, to put it lightly, like there is no sugarcoating about it whatsoever. And with the offense on on Sunday, excuse me, I just don't know what it was. It was like they saw a ghost or something. Like they couldn't do anything. And like so many people were like, "Oh man, the O line looked bad." And I'm like, did the O line look bad, or was Pat scooting back out of the pocket for like 11 and 12 yards every time? Like he was doing nothing of what he's been doing so far this year. Like he was drifting out of the pocket. He was making his O line work incredibly hard. And, then the narrative turns to, oh, well, the O line was bad. Well, like, no, the O line wasn't bad. Pat was doing things that are uncharacteristic. And I know that after the Super Bowl, he had talked about staying put in the pocket and, how he wants to work on that. And he doesn't want to drift back and make everybody work harder, because what happens when you do that is the O line's working harder, your receivers are working harder because you're having the ball for more time. And it's just like, oh my God, it was like watching the Super Bowl, but almost worse because we have a better O line, and like we aren't plagued with injuries right now, and all these factors that were factors in the Super Bowl that were not factors on Sunday. So it was like we were taking steps backward, and it was just very frustrating because I felt like there was no adjustment by anybody. Like the offense just looked so complacent the whole time. And then you talk about the turnovers. I mean, good God, it's like at this point, when anybody gets the ball, and I'm talking about anybody on offense, we could be talking about Hardman and Pringle and the backup tight ends, or we could talking about Tyreek and Travis or Mahomes. When anybody has the ball, I literally am holding my breath because I'm like, oh my God, please don't fumble. Oh my God, hang on to the ball, like every single time. And I have never been like that with this team, but we are just turnover city right now. And it's like, I mean, I'm literally like scarred from all of these turnovers. Like anytime that we do something with the ball and we're running down the field, I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna lose it. Like we're gonna have a turnover. And sure enough, when Pat had the ball and he was running, I literally was like, oh my God, oh my God. And what did he do? He fumbled it. Like I just like had this feeling. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna lose the ball. And I don't know if it's because our defense is kind of trash that maybe in practice they're not like helping commit turnovers with our offense. Like I genuinely do not know what the problem is. Like, but this is absolutely insane. And I will always give credit to the other team. I'm going to give credit to Tennessee all day long for their turnovers because they helped commit them, but at the same time, I'm like, why is this a thing? Like we have already committed more turnovers this year than we did all of last season, all of the season before that, and all of the season before that. Like it is just insane what is happening with our offense. And it's also very frustrating because it's like we have the exact same team. Like besides these AFC teams, like I said, like wanting blood, every time they play us, like that part I understand. And I understand that these other teams have been working to beat us for years now. I mean, this is Pat's 4th year starting, and we have ran the table ever since he has been our starter. So, I mean, I know that these teams want nothing more than to beat us. So to me, it's a little bit of both sides. It's the other teams working hard to get to where we are, and then it's us not doing anything to combat that. Like, we just thought that we were going to go out here and run the table again, and it's like, no, the AFC is fantastic as far as the teams at the top of the divisions go. I mean, look at the AFC North. You got Baltimore, Cincy, and the Browns, and the Steelers are whatever the Steelers are right now. I mean, I don't include them with Big Ben, but I mean, that is a fantastic division. And then you go over to the Bills, and then you have supposed to be us and the Chargers, right? Like, it's just like the whole AFC is wide open right now. And of course, the Chiefs have to have a down year on the year that the AFC is wide open. I mean, everybody's beating everybody, Tennessee obviously is doing very well in their division with all the other teams that aren't so good. But the teams that are at the top, they are all like neck and neck and neck. And so I think, these teams have just been working hard to get to the Chiefs. And now that they're at that point and they're doing way better than we are. And like I said, we're just kind of staying complacent. And I think that's kind of our problem right now, is we're not working to, do better than these other teams. And it's like, why is that not the goal? Like, you should know that they're going to go out and give you their best. And we hear the coaches and the players talk about it all the time. So that's why I'm just confused as to what their play on the field is showing. Because it's like, if you guys are talking about this and you know this, then why can we not go out and have a competitive game against a team that's good? Like, I mean, again, with exclusion to Baltimore, and I think we played well against the Chargers besides the turnovers, but with the two front runners right now, the Bills and Tennessee, we literally got demolished. And it's like, what am I missing here? Because I can't seem to figure it out.
Well, let's break it down here. So we have some desperation plays on offense. Travis Kelce pitched it to McKinnon.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure what that was. You see, I didn't look like that was a planned play. He seemed surprised.
It was, yeah.
Going for it. But the secondary on defense has not been doing their job at all. But there's a lot of blown coverage. There's a lot of some form issues with tackling. But I think the issue now, because 27 points, that's only what, 3 touchdowns, almost 4 touchdowns. So the defense hasn't been performing that well all season, like you've been saying. Now the offense needs to pick up the slack. So even if they hold them to 3 and outs, 3rd and 9, the defense for the most part, I mean, they're doing what they can. But their offense, they're not getting the job done. So I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's Patrick Mahomes, like you said. I don't know if it's because they're complacent. Patrick Mahomes running the ball, offensive line missing blocks, trying to do these trick plays and they're not working. So I don't know what it is. Maybe they just think they can just sleepwalk into these things. I don't know.
That's how I feel.
I feel like their offense, it's taking me back to my sophomore year in college when the offensive side was getting trashed on because defense was doing their job. So they say, hey, we're losing these games because offense is not doing their job. And we were 2-8 that season. That's probably the worst season we've had. And mostly because our offense couldn't get the job done. We were missing blocks. We couldn't drive down the field. Anytime we did score, it's because our defense set us up for it. Or we had a field goal. So, I honestly think because the Titans had a lot of injuries too. That their quarterback was injured. Caleb Hooker was injured. They had a few injuries as well.
Taylor Lewan.
So it's not. So to me, like I said, I never use injuries as an excuse. But they're not going to win games when you still want to pick every single time, losing fumbles, getting hit with an injury, not making blocks. It's just not going to happen. That's not going to get the job done. Trying to figure out what do they have to do from this point on to even make the playoffs at this point. Is that even a possibility if they keep playing this way?
Yeah, I mean, I think our only saving grace in that is that, with the exclusion of the Chargers and dare I say the Raiders right now. I mean, the Raiders have dropped 2 games. I mean, we kind of are lucky in the sense that we all have to play each other still. Like, I know I already touched on this, but like as far as divisional games go, I think that only like 4 total have been played. So that still leaves 5 for us to play ourselves, and like all the rest of them, like everybody has at least 5 divisional games left to play, except for maybe the Chargers. They might have 4, but like we all have to play each other. So I mean, I would dismiss the Broncos right now, and I mean, I'm sure people are dismissing us, but dismiss the Broncos, and hopefully we get 2 wins out of that. Okay, well that helps us. If we can steal 1 from the Raiders, that would help, and we absolutely have to beat the Chargers when we play them coming up on Thursday night in LA. Like that's an absolute must win. Like as far as I'm concerned, we have to sweep the division, but I think it kind of depends how it goes, because our division is playing the NFC East. Is it the East? NFC East with Dallas and Philly and teams like that. And I think Dallas is better than everyone in our division. I know that Dallas already beat the Chargers, so go ahead and throw that in against the Raiders. I mean, who knows? The Raiders could absolutely win. I don't know, but I'm just thinking of quality competition that we all have to play. Now, of course, we still have to play them, and that sucks. We have to play Dallas and the Packers at home, and I'm just like, at this point, it's like I don't even know what to expect anymore, because like this is why I say that we're spoiled, because I never thought that a loss like that could happen into like besides happening in the Super Bowl when we had a decimated O-line. Like at this point, like I never thought that could happen. So the fact that we just went that entire game, and even in garbage time when Pat was on the bench and we had Chad Henne in the game, we literally are knocking on the door to score a fucking touchdown, and then we had another turnover. Like it's just like it was like how on earth is this happening? Like and it was just, oh my God, it was like nothing could go our way. And and I've heard some talk and people say that, oh well, Tennessee stopped scoring in the second half because they didn't have to. And I'll tell you right now, that's garbage. Like who in their right mind, especially like I said, with the AFC being such a tight race and everybody's losing to everybody, and like how dare you say that Tennessee just stopped scoring? Like, first of all, they were knocking on the door to score when we got our first turnover, the interception from Willie Gay. So if that never happened, I can assure you that they probably would have scored on that drive. And then on top of that, if we would have scored anything besides that field goal, they would have been forced to continue to score. So I really dislike that narrative. I've seen that a lot yesterday and today, and just people saying, "Oh, well, they stopped trying because they didn't have to score," and that's absolutely ridiculous. They play in the NFL, and I have never seen a team that, like I said, is like in competition with another team just stop scoring. Like that's so silly. Like the Patriots put up a freaking 50 burger on who they play on the Jets this weekend.
The Jets.
Yeah, it was like 54-17, and like no, nobody is Bears and the Bucks, right? Nobody is gonna just stop scoring. Now, when you get under like 5 minutes or so and you're like whooping somebody bad, okay, maybe, but like they didn't purposely not score the entire second half. I think that's the silliest narrative, and I want to give credit to our defense, because yes, the secondary got kind of trashed in that first half, but you also have to think about it. The offense had the ball for less than 6 minutes in the first half. Like, I mean, that was how bad we were doing. Like, it was insane. So the fact that the defense only gave up 27 points, I think is commendable, because what more can you ask of them? They were on the field for over 30 minutes. Like, that's crazy. Like, and what we did to Derrick Henry was fantastic. I mean, our young rookie Nick Bolton was all over the place. He had, I think, 15 tackles, and 4 of them were a tackle for loss. I mean, he was just all over the place, and he took care of business. So I think that was our only bright side in this entire game. Like the offense as a whole was not anything to look forward to. And then the defense, like I said, the secondary kind of got beat up a little bit, but I think Nick Bolton and Willie Gay, they did a fantastic job of stopping Derrick Henry and just kind of keeping everything at bay a little bit, especially in that second half, because, I mean, they rely on Henry. He is their workhorse. So the fact that we were able to shut him down to, 89 or 86 yards, like the fact that we were able to do that at all, and I don't care what people say about Tennessee not trying, like that's beside the point. They're giving the ball to their workhorse, and their workhorse is getting shut down. So then what do they do with it? You know, so I hate that narrative. I think it's stupid. They need to give credit where credit's due and give credit to our defense. Our defense has now produced 2 shutouts in the past 2 weeks in the second half. Like, that's very commendable. And I think that's getting completely overlooked because of just how bad the team in general is doing. I think that nobody is even talking about that because obviously this week the offense was so bad. All they want to talk about is how poorly Patrick Mahomes did, which is warranted. You know, I think no one is excluded from criticism, and especially not Patrick Mahomes. You know, I think he has been kind of in this bubble, right, for the last 3 years, and he's just been at this incredible peak of, you know, this is what the best in the NFL is. I mean, he was literally rated the number 1 player by his peers last year, you know? And so I think it's just it's a hard, you know, thing to be consistent with. It is. And I mean, the fact that he's done it for the last 3 years is very telling. And it tells a lot about who he is as a player and who he is as a leader of the team. But I mean, he even said it in the post game, like, it can't be rainbows and flowers all the time. And it's like, you're right, it can't. And I think, honestly, it's kind of what this team needed is to get knocked down, especially by teams that have been gunning for them for, like I said, the last 3 years. So I don't know. I feel that at this point, I've kind of dismissed any expectations. Like, if they make the playoffs, great. If they don't, then, you know, then we obviously know what we need to address. I know the trade deadline is coming up, and people are saying, oh, well, what are the Chiefs going to do? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they need to do anything. Just keep the guys that you have. Don't even worry about it. What is one guy going to do in the trade deadline? I don't think that's going to do us any good. I don't think we're one player away from being great, you know, and I just think it would be silly of us right now. Now, if we trade someone away, okay, whatever, you know, maybe we get a draft pick or whatever it is, but I don't think there's anybody out there that is requesting a trade that would be successful enough for the Chiefs to even think about it. You know, I think we need to worry about who we have on the team now, and we need to worry about winning games. And, like, you know, we have the Giants on Monday night, and it's like, never in my life would I be worried about Patrick Mahomes playing the Giants with Daniel Jones, but here we are, and I'm like, I don't know, anything could happen. I mean, we have not shown that we are better than anybody. I mean, the Giants have won almost just as many games as we have. So who are we to say, oh, well, it's just the Giants, you know, we should go out and win? Like, yeah, we should, but we also should have won at least half of the games that we've already lost. So, you know, I hate that people are like, oh, well, this is a gimme game. Like, no, it's not. First of all, there are no gimmies in the NFL. And second of all, our team looks like crap. So how dare you say that we're going to have a gimme game on prime time? Like, no, it should have been, but maybe the NFL knew what they were doing when they made this a Monday night game. Because when I looked at the schedule, I'm like, really, the Giants? Maybe they knew what was going to happen to us this season. So they're like, ooh, we're going to make it interesting. We're going to put the Chiefs on prime time after they go below 500 for like the 3rd time this season. So we'll see how it goes. But I am not counting the Giants out of nothing. I'm absolutely not. As far as I'm concerned, they could go out there and wax the floor with us just like the Titans and the Bills did. I hope they don't, but they could, because that's what we're showing. And then also, I think today, perhaps, the players had like a players only meeting. And the reason I say this is because Mahomes came out and tweeted something like, can't wait to get to work this week, or this weekend or whatever. And after he tweeted that, then like everybody on Twitter on the team is like quote tweeting what he said and saying like, oh yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, let's get to work. Oh yeah, you know, whatever. It was like Tyreek, Josh Gordon, Nicole, Travis, all of them were like quote tweeting it. And so everyone on social media was like, ooh yeah, they probably had a players only meeting, which I'm like, they probably definitely needed that. I mean, we were like, what if you can't get what you're needing from your coaches, then maybe y'all do need to sit down with yourselves, you know? So I hope they did have a players only meeting, and I hope they, I don't know, sparked a fire somewhere, because I mean, they were just decimated on Sunday.
Well, yeah, when a team's gone for doing so well, they're doing this poorly. Sometimes they do have those meetings with the starters and the captains. So maybe they do need that. I mean, the Giants are 2-5, so it is sad to say that anything can happen. I mean, if they lose to the Giants, I don't know. That might be all she wrote. I mean,
Might be.
I mean, I don't want to give up. It's just like I don't want to give up on the Bears. I know you don't want to give up on the Chiefs this early in the season, but the Bears are actually trash right now. I'm gonna say
Oh
it.
my God, poor
Uh,
Justin Fields.
uh,
Like what?
like I can't. It's to the point where I can't even watch them at this point because it's just I had to do something else. But for your Chiefs, I was watching. I'm like, okay. So after that first play, I'm like, I mean, I'm grateful for. I mean, they're doing good on my fantasy team with Derrick Henry. That's great. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder how angry Taylor is right now. I'm sure, but now it's time to see, the diehard fans, the loyal fans. We're going to see if all the fans are going to turn their backs. We're going to see if they're still around if they
Yeah.
don't pull this out. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, that's great. I'm glad they're getting together with the meetings. They're probably going over the playbook, probably going over what we need to do, what they're watching film. They say,
Yeah.
okay, what's not working? They like you said, they're trying to get out of that being in their safe area. They're trying to get out of that. Like, this is what we need
Right.
to do. Our offense is not doing their job of defense. They're doing what they can do, but we have to step up. We can't go
Right.
3 and out. Our defense is on the field for way too long. They're getting tired. Even when
Yep.
they do stop them, if we stop them, they go 3 and out again. They're going to be gassed and they're going to get scored
Yep.
on, and that's
Yep.
exactly what's happening. And then
Yep.
they're not going to win games. I don't care how good your offense is. Defense wins games, and that's been proven.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, that's great. I'm glad he's pulling together. The on social media, that's all great. But they have
Right. But now they got to do it on the field.
yeah, I mean that's when it counts. I mean, because
Yep.
that's great. You have all the camaraderie, and then when it's game time, and then they don't show up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's and then it's happening on. You said what, Monday night, big time. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so are they home or away this time?
Oh, it's home.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're going to this one, right?
I'll be there. Yep.
Yep. So
Hopefully, I can walk away with a win for only the second time at home this season. I mean, that would be fantastic.
yeah, that would be good. I mean, I mean, my wife is having a ball with the Chiefs not doing good.
I'm
so
sure she is.
Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't like hearing all the fans. She hates winning.
Yeah.
She doesn't like winning teams. I don't know why. She doesn't
Wow.
like in the city. Like if we were in Texas and Texas
Yeah.
winning, she would want them to lose too. So it's nothing personal against the Chiefs.
Wow.
But it's is he cleared to play then? So his head injury wasn't too bad.
Yeah, they cleared him right away. They said he didn't have a concussion, which I don't know how. I mean, literally his neck went like that. Like I don't know how on earth he didn't have one, but yeah, they said he's good to go and he'll be out there. So yeah, so I guess we'll see. I mean, honestly, and my mother said this literally, like I promise you, it was like 2 minutes before Pat got hurt. She was like, why is he even out there? He needs to be on the bench. Henny needs to be out there. My mom texted me and my sister. We have a group chat. So my sister was here with me watching down in the basement, and our mom was texting us, and she was like, Pat needs to get out of there. What is he doing in there? And sure enough, literally, like the next play was when he got hurt. And like my mom was like, see, that's exactly what I said. He shouldn't even be out there. This game is over. Like, why are they even risking him getting hurt? Because of what was happening with the O-line. And, like it was just, my mom just had this like intuition, and she was right. And I mean, it was really scary, right? Like when you watch the playback, I mean, my gosh, like him trying to get up and he was all wobbly. Like literally, I was like, oh my God. I was like, he's going to be concussed into next week. Like I thought for sure that he had a concussion. So I don't know what kind of test they did to be able to tell that he didn't have a concussion that quickly. Because by the way he was getting up, I was for sure that he was concussed. But clearly not. I know the team doesn't practice on Monday, but I think they just do meetings and stuff on Tuesdays. So they should be out practicing. Well, with it being a Monday night game, they might take Wednesday off. I don't know. Either way, they should be out either tomorrow or Thursday. So I guess we'll see if he's actually out there practicing. But yeah, supposedly cleared and good to go. So we'll see.
Yeah, they probably. I don't know how they do it up in the league, but at KU. Well, you were there. You're a trainer, right? You remember.
Yeah.
The protocols, they do the concussion test. They pull you up. You have to meet with the trainer.
Right.
They make you do all these drills to see if you'll,
Right.
show something like throwing up or see if they do your
Right.
memory test. I remember
Mhm.
before we would take a concussion, they hooked us up to this machine. And it was to the, to the head.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Sure, they
yeah.
did all that, but if he's good to go, that's good for the offense. So now we gotta,
I guess.
so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe try the secondary. I don't know. We'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, or maybe have him play the first half or just the second half and see how the secondary does in the first half. I don't know.
Right.
I'm sure they'll try something. They can probably experiment a little bit going against the Giants, but maybe
I
not.
hope so.
Maybe don't chance it because from the way the offense has been playing, maybe they should keep him in the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the New York Giants because I don't follow their team at all, so I don't even know who's their star players are.
I know they've been injury logged this year too. Daniel Jones has been out. Saquon was out this last game. Do they still have like Sterling Shepard? I don't even know who they have. I think they got Kenny Galladay in the offseason. So I think those are their offensive guys. I don't know who their backup running back is if Saquon doesn't play. I don't know anybody on defense, and that sounds terrible. I'm sure I will when we play. Like I'll recognize names, but I don't know who the Giants have personnel wise besides those like four guys. So, but I mean that doesn't even matter. Like I said, I mean everybody's coming out and giving the Chiefs their best shot. So I mean if the Giants come out and they do great, I won't be surprised.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be an interesting game to watch. We'll see if the Chiefs can bounce back and
Well, I hope so.
hopefully salvage what's left of the season. But yeah, I don't know. So you're predicting maybe a win this week or another tragic loss?
I'm just gonna be neutral. Okay. I hope we do well. How about that? I hope we do well because at this point it can't get any worse. If we lose, whatever, then that's apparently what this season is. But I think that we are the better team regardless of our record, and I think that we should win. But I just hope everybody has fun.
Yeah, I mean, it should be fun. I'm just waiting to see when that pick is going to happen. Second quarter, third quarter. I mean, he's throwing
It's
one.
probably going to be in the second quarter. That's usually how it's been going.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that head injury is not as bad as it looked. He's good to go because concussions are that's bad. Because you have to be out at least 2 weeks after concussion, and
yeah, it's like 14 days or something.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully he's good to go. If he plays a little hesitant, we'll know. Okay, maybe something.
We know why.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that won't affect his playing, and hopefully the Chiefs can pull out a victory this week against the Giants. So yeah,
I sure hope so.
So I'll predict them in this game. I'm confident in them. They'll be fine.
Okay.
For the Bears, yeah, they're. I don't even know what to say in regards to the Bears here. They're embarrassing me. I was talking to Emily. I was like,
"Don't you guys play the Lions?"
Yeah, I think so. I have to see if it's home or away, but yeah, they're playing. I would say they should at least do good in this game. I'm not going to predict the win, like you said. I'm just going to be neutral as well on that one. But they're completely infuriating to watch at this point. So I've never seen them poorly. Honestly, even back when they had.
I can't believe that Nagy still has a job. I think that his time is nearing the end.
Yeah, what a fall from his first season to now.
Crazy.
They caught on.
I mean, think about what happened to Peterson in Philly. I mean, literally his first year they go on to win a Super Bowl and then just right after that, and now he doesn't have a job as we speak. So crazy.
It's just crazy. We'll see if he's renewed for his contract for next season. I don't know how long they got him for, but yeah, I mean, we've gone through so many head coaches. Rick Fox, we had Lovie Smith, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's a terrible coach. I just think
he's not doing great.
He's not doing great with this offense, and then he had Trubisky. I mean, he knew how to use him in terms of his speed, but.
Right.
I don't know. Even when we had Cutler, I don't even think we did. Well, there was that one game where he threw like 6 picks, I guess. So yeah, we've been down before Cutler was. He was good at slinging it, and he was famous for throwing double coverage when people are wide open. but yeah, this isn't good. So for Chicago fans, my wife's cousins are calling me like, "Hey, what's up with the Bears?" Like, what's happening? Like, you tell me. Like, I can't even tell
Right.
you.
I don't know.
But yeah, but but yeah, we'll see how the Chiefs do against you said they're playing the New York Giants. We'll see how they do
Yep.
this week. But hopefully they'll pull out a win. Hopefully the offense picks it up this week. Defense, just stay in there, do what you can. Maybe keep that rookie in there the entire time.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll see if that head
Bolton.
injury
Yeah.
is lingering. But
Yes.
yeah, always a good time on TNA.
Yep.
And well, thank
Yes,
you for joining
sir.
me, Taylor. And
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
of course, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.